The last episode of 2021. 2 years ago on this date, I was in Portugal, ready to count down for 2020. I heard some news about COVID developing in China, but I thought that's so far away, not really going to affect us. I laughed at some clips about people fighting for toilet paper and then forgot about this thing. 2020 arrived and life went on. At the beginning of March, I started hearing all these rumors about Toronto going into lockdown. I mean, rumors are rumors. That's impossible, right? Soon, I found myself grabbing some toilet paper at Shoppers Drug Mart. What is going on? Before I could figure out an answer, we were already unplugging phones, computers, printers, check deposit machines, so we could immediately switch to home offices. One of my full-time staff just started work 2 days ago, and I had to send her home when she had no clue what to do. It totally felt like a war zone. And the video I filmed for the week was, the Toronto real estate market is on steroid. Isn't it too sarcastic to broadcast that when we are going into lockdown? I was honestly thinking about what I could do at home if there were no more transactions for the rest of the year. I started reading some books. The first one I read was Tough Time Never Lasts, but tough people do. It gave me a lot of inspiration, and I published a video called 3 Post-COVID-19 Predictions on March 23, 2020. Number 1. Online sales will be dominant. Number 2. Unsophisticated investors will leave the stock market. Number 3. Toronto real estate will be frozen before taking off. Not bad. Before we knew which way the real estate market would be heading, the first challenge we had to face was the skydiving rents in downtown Toronto. I shared the love me, hate me, there's no money in the middle strategy to survive a tenant's market. I'm glad that most of you picked the love me strategy. You lowered your rent to keep your tenant and hang on till now. The rent you lost became irrelevant when you compare that with the appreciation you have gained during this period of time. 1.5 months into the lockdown, I published a video that's got me the most dislikes ever. I was analyzing the job loss report, and I said that people who suffered the most from the job losses are people who are unlikely to buy and sell real estate. So we could expect home prices to remain stable. It is one of those hard to swallow truths. Another one is definitely the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. That wealth gap is being widened by the pandemic. The government keeps printing money. For the poor, they now have the money to pay rent. For the rich, they can now borrow more money at a cheap rate to acquire more assets. We don't get to set the rules of the game. We can only control how we play the game. It is just like the Squid Game. And that's exactly why Squid Game attracts such a wide audience globally, because it dissects the cruel reality in such a simple way. Just childhood games. Now we are at the end of 2021. We have already gone through the typical cycle of acceptance, denial, depression, and acceptance. With vaccinations, most people have moved on with their lives and figured out their own way to live with the virus. In terms of real estate, we all know it's been taking off in all market segments in 2021. Is the trend going to continue in 2022? There are a few things that we need to pay close attention to. The first one is inflation. At the start of 2021, the US was forecast to end the year with 2% inflation. And what is the actual percentage now? Close to 7%. In Canada, it is a little better, just close to 5%. But Food prices are expected to increase another 5 to 7% in 2022. When even food prices are inflating, what do you think would happen to asset prices? The second thing is the chain reaction of the 4 Ps in the supply chain crisis. Products are limited. When people fight for products, prices go up. So we need more people to create products to satisfy the demand, and that turns into a labor shortage. And the last P is political decisions. In Canada specifically, that would be immigration. We have yet to see the real housing demand when border fully reopens. And in Toronto specifically, that would be the inclusionary zoning policy. In 2022, you will still see some pre-construction condos project in prime downtown locations and yet without affordable housing units because they have previously approved before the policy. Are we going to see a rush to buy these last few projects without affordable units? Is this new policy going to push condo prices up to another level? But for now, let's just enjoy the last few moments of 2021. I wish you and your family a great 2022 ahead. Happy New Year!